Good morning. It is that time of year. It is Christmas time and it is the weekend after Thanksgiving when I'm filming this. I'm gonna take you guys along on a somewhat different weekly prep. We're going to be decorating for Christmas. I'm going to be labeling some things, organizing some things, and I thought I would take you guys along. Make a bulk breakfast on the weekend, but we still are pretty stocked. We have French toast, pancakes, muffins, and waffles here, so I think we'll be okay for the next week until I can make either more waffles or more chocolate muffins. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to make a big batch of eggs, scrambled eggs, to eat for a couple days this week. Is served. The girls are having toast, eggs, and blueberries and raspberries. I give, if they love eggs, I give them more. If they aren't a huge fan, I give them less. They can always have more. Then I'm having my favorite egg cheese sandwich. So yesterday I actually took down all our fall decor. It was nice to do it in 2 different days. I took everything out, put it away, and I also took out the photos from our photo frames that I will be sharing later on today. I'll be switching out those frames to our Christmas pictures, which is something I love to do. I put in fall pictures of my kids from over the years, take those out, and then put Christmas pictures of our kids from over the years. And so it's just a really easy way to use the same frames for 2 different seasons, 2 different holidays, and the decorating for those holidays. And while I was at it, I also decided to label my bins, which brings us to today's sponsor, which I want to talk about, this amazing label printer. It is the Supfan E10 thermal label printer, and I am in love. I've had a label maker for years, but every time I go to use it, the batteries would be dead. I had to manually punch everything in, and what I love about this, first of all, is how tiny it is. You charge it like you charge most of our electronics these days, but plug it into the wall. And what I really love, there's no keyboard. You actually use an app on your phone. You connect through Bluetooth to the device. Was super simple to set up. In just like 20 seconds it recognized it, and all you have to do is add what you want to add to your label and it'll print it out. And what I love about this, there's lots of different styles to choose from. I have the standard white that came with it. I have a transparent one that actually has certain size labels on there. I have a cosmetic one, which is really cute for labeling like things in your bathroom. And then I also have a food, like pantry items one that would be great for labeling things in the kitchen. So I actually did a lot of labeling yesterday. What I love about these labels as well is that they are waterproof and oil proof. So I use them on my girls' water bottles. I also labeled our dresser in our playroom. The white matched the white of the dresser perfectly, so my kids can remember where things are, like puzzles and table activities and things like that. And then I also labeled our tiered carts in our pantry. I have one for lunch items like our lunch boxes and our lunch bags, and then I have one for snacks, and then my husband also has one for baking, for his baking business. And then I labeled the bins that are in our little console table behind our dining room table. So we have Shopkins in one, we have puzzles in another, and then we have Play-Doh in another one, so it's just really nice to have it labeled. So this product is great for any mom, especially a homeschooling mom or a mom who loves to organize. You can use this in your fridge, you can use it in your cabinets, you can use it to label things in your pantry, your office, your kids' closets. If you're a daycare provider, you can label their cups and different things, or their little cubbies. It's great for office supplies like binders and things like that. The possibilities are endless, and I love that I can just keep this in my junk drawer now versus my old one, which took up a lot of space. So I love that I can just pop this out, make a label in just a few seconds anytime I need to. And what I really love about this label maker, especially right now when things are so expensive, is that it is very affordable. Depending on the price on Amazon, it's for sure under $40. I have a link in the description if you guys are interested. But I want to thank Supvan for sponsoring this video. I have loved using this product, and it really helped me label a bunch of stuff and label all of my Christmas and fall decor bins, which was a huge help. Instead of using the frog tape that I had used, it now looks a lot more professional and nice and a lot easier to read, and it actually says what's in the box versus 9-month clothes sizes and things like that that I had them labeled as, even though they've been in those bins for a few years. Girls are in their Christmas shirts I designed, which is really cute. And my tip for you, and it's probably a little late because I'm sure most of you have your Christmas stuff up, but we always set up our trees when the kids are sleeping, because dealing with the lights not working and just, you know, all the problems that can arise, it's just a lot less stressful with the kids. Then they get to wake up and see the lights, and it's really magical. But then we decorate as a family. So we have this main one in the living room, and then we have the second one in the dining room that we use for our 25 Days of Christ, which I will show you later, but it's our main Advent activity we do, where there's an ornament for each day leading up to Christmas that tells the story of Jesus, so we hang them on this tree.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing, just you and me. As they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, we're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe while Santa's busy.
Sam's taking the girls outside. It's actually pretty nice out. There's all the snow melted. A few hours of decorating is just too much for them, and we start getting angry because they start just grabbing everything. So I'm gonna do some extra decorating while they're outside. I'll let them decorate trees for their rooms and help with a few pieces, but it's just too stressful when they're all three trying to help, which ends up breaking things.
As they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Merry Christmas Day. A Merry Christmas Day.
I must not have put a picture out of Gwenny for her first Christmas. I don't remember. It's so hard for me to remember a year ago. So I'm gonna put a picture from 2 years ago and a picture from last year here. And then the rest of the pictures, I just like to have pictures of them from every year. I'll just sprinkle throughout different places. We usually never have anything on our table, and that reason's name is Gwen. This actually fell last year and the top broke off, so I just shaved it down, like cut it down because it is still wax, and I just kind of cut this one too to make it look a little shorter so that it looks intentional. I don't know if this is going to be able to stay here, but it's so pretty to light these at dinner time. It's just so like magical.
I want to turn on one.
Okay, Bridie wants to turn on one.
I want to turn on the biggest.
Okay. Wow. Flip it over. They don't smell, honey.
They do. They smell really good.
Okay, can you reach here? And then I'm missing for sure 2 things. I normally have a Christmas tree that I put napkins in. It's got like, it's a circle with 2 silver Christmas trees that I can fit napkins perfectly in. And it's metal, so it can't break. And then my tree skirt. I have a red tree skirt, and I don't think I would have thrown it away. Unless something happened to it, but I have no memory of that. That's the problem with being in your 30s and being a mom. You remember nothing, at least I don't. And I don't know what happened to it. I know I moved all of the stuff, the Christmas stuff from the storage room to the garage. So I wonder if it's still in the storage room, but I don't remember seeing any Christmas bins down there. So I'm really confused right now. If you've been following along our sourdough journey, I tried for like 6 weeks to use a starter my friend gave me, and I think I made like 5 or 6 different things, or it was 2 different things I made a few different times, and I never had consistent results. So and somehow my starter ended up dying. I don't know. So Sam made a new starter, and he's gonna try a new recipe that uses yeast. I feel like something in our house causes things to not rise. I think it's too cold or something. I don't really know. So we're gonna see. I'm sure his will work out, because whenever he does stuff, it always works. So when I do his stuff, I feel like I fail. So we'll see how that goes.
So before I begin, there's going to be some people that are sourdough purists and stuff like that, but this is the way that I made it in culinary school. If you guys didn't know, I went to culinary school to be a baker, do pastries, cakes. My dream was to do like Duff from the Food Network, like his style cakes with fondant, like the big tiered wedding cakes. That was the dream, and that fell through. So this is the way that I learned how to make it. You make a sourdough starter, and then you literally make the bread all in one day with no like stretching routines, no waiting, no overnight stuff. You just make it like you do it with regular bread, except this is with the sourdough starters. So this particular recipe tells you to combine all the ingredients until it's a smooth ball. So it took a little bit of kneading, nothing too crazy. And then it's gonna sit in a greased bowl for like 90 minutes till it doubles in size, and then we'll go from there.
Finally got the girls a felt tree. Been wanting one of these for years. I think it was like 15 bucks on Amazon, so not bad. I did have to nail into the door, don't judge. Simple lunch, PB&J, carrots, and strawberries.
Double in size. So now we're gonna punch it down, and we're gonna divide it into 2 balls, and then let that rest for 5 minutes before we shape it into our loaves. Alright, we're gonna let this rest for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna shape it into loaves and let that rest again for another hour. These have rested for 5 minutes, so now all we're gonna do is shape them into like long hot dog shapes, so to speak. So we're just gonna take one and just roll it like this a couple times. Nothing too crazy. And then I'm gonna let that rest for another hour before we bake it. Per usual, 5 dinners, 1 hour prep. This week we're doing tuna melts, slow cooker chili, garlic chicken and noodles, chicken almond stir fry, and broiled sausage, zucchini, and onions. Let's go.
Set out the what I call looking books for Christmas. We've got a few different ones that are fun to just look at. Looks like Celia already found one, which is fun. And then I put our Christmas books here that we read every single day. And then I have this Usborne activity book, which they did a few of the things in here, but there's still a lot to do. And then I picked these up, I can't even remember where. No, Menards. It was Menards. For our girls, just different activities. I'm just going to leave them here on the table. And then I wanted to show you guys the 25 Days of Christ. We've done this, I think this will be the 4th year, maybe even more. I bought this tree to go along with this because I wanted a separate tree to put all the ornaments on, because we do an ornament a day. And you can get this book with it, The Good Shepherd, and read a page of it every single day. It's got the scripture to fit in, and then a story, and then some discussion questions. And so we like to read this and then have the girls guess what they think the ornament will be. And there's a little guide too if you want to kind of do it on your own. And so every day at night I will just take the little pouch and put whatever ornament is for the next day in there, so that it's a secret. And so you can put them, like get 25 bags if you want and do it that way, but we don't have a place to put 25 bags, so I just do it the night before. And you can get them unpainted or already painted. We got them already painted. And I have a code for 15% off if you guys are interested. I know we're already into the holiday season when you guys are seeing this, but if you want to pick it up and kind of catch up once it comes, or get it now for next year, because they do sell out. So if it's in stock now and you want to do it in future years, now's the time to buy it. Santa's just finishing up the last 2 meals, which will be nice to have. Oh, looks like she's got somebody joining her. I helped the girls set up their trees. I just came up, Bryony put this cross necklace in front. That's so sweet. This is something, these 2 things she's had in her room all year. She picked this out last year. She just loves it. The little ice cream. And then they've had this snowman box thing forever, but their trees are up. Here's Celia's in her room. So for homeschooling, we always are doing a read aloud every month, and every 4 weeks is a unit in our Heart of Dakota curriculum, and so there's a new genre that my second grader reads, or we read together. But I'm kind of skipping what they suggest for the month of December because I want to read some Christmas books. So I got 2 this year. Last year we read the best Christmas pageant ever, and we went to see the play, which happened to be playing locally, which was awesome. But this year we went with the Vanderbekers of 141st Street, which I've seen pop up for years as a good read aloud, and I never realized it was Christmas related. It's like the week leading up to Christmas. So we've already started that one. It's a bit of a longer one. And then I also got, just scouring different blogs and things, I got this Nancy and Plum, which is about 2 sisters who are at a boarding school. They're orphans, and they're constantly punished by the cruel Mrs. Monday, and they're all alone for the holidays. So it should be interesting. This is by the author of Mrs. Pigglewiggle, which my oldest daughter loves, so that's why I picked this one. And then if we have time, I actually found this in a bunch of bins my mom had me go through from when I was a kid, and it's called The Best Christmas. It says it's the winner of the Caldecott Medal for the Oxman cart, which we just read in November leading up to Thanksgiving. So I thought this might be a fun one. This is a pretty quick one.
Well, we're ready to go in the oven. It's been risen forever. It's been slashed, it's been dusted, and we'll see how it turns out later. Okay, here is the final product. They look pretty nice. They're not that big. I think it's because the temperature in this house is pretty chilly, but that's okay. They look good. As you can see, as you zoom in a little bit here, there's those tiny little air pockets, which is what we want in sourdough. It smells tangy, which is good, and I'm just hoping that they aren't like super dense, airy, but like, I don't know. I'm optimistic about this, but we'll see.
We went to my mom's for supper like we usually do on Saturday night, and as the night went on, 2 of our girls were starting to look not so great. Our middle daughter was sick for a few days and now is better, so it seems that the other 2 are now getting it. One of them has a fever, so that's great. But anyway, we read our Star from Afar book, which I forgot to set this up, so the girls did it. I guess I'll just go here. So we have this nativity set that comes with some whipped cream and a cherry on top. Comes with this book, which we've done this for many, many years. This is kind of like an Elf on the Shelf variation. And so it has this book that talks about the star and why it's important. It's slightly not fully accurate because it shows them coming to Jesus as a baby, which we know he was older than that. But, you know, the main premise is still here. And so every night we move the star, and the girls know we move the star, and then in the morning they are going to bring the 3 wise men to the star, and then on Christmas Day the star will be up here, and they will come see the baby Jesus. So it's slightly different than the actual Bible story, but it wouldn't seem as Christmassy if instead of the baby in the manger we had like a toddler running around the house. So yeah. We also tried Sans bread. It was very good. It did not rise like we thought it would, but it's definitely softer and not as dense as my loaves were. So we may just have to add yeast to our sourdough recipes. I don't really know why. If you guys are experts at sourdough and you know why some houses might not rise well, I don't know. Like the recipe I tried 2 of my friends used, and I used my friend's starter who's had her starter going for 2 years, and I've had 2 things turn out, but one of the things I had tried 3 times and it only turned out the middle time I tried it. I don't really know. And then the one recipe I tried that 2 of my friends do every single week, it's an easier recipe, it never worked for me. It would take, for them it would rise in like a couple hours. For me, I tried for 7 hours and it still wasn't rising. So I'm at such a loss with sourdough. I'm just ready to give up, but we may just use yeast because it still has the taste of sourdough. It wasn't as like holy where there wasn't a lot of holes in it, but it was a nice, soft, delicious bread, so who knows. It is a different day because, as you can see by that day, I was very, very tired and ready for bed by the time we got home from my mom's that night, which we usually do Saturday night. So I hope you guys enjoyed decorating with us and organizing and labeling and all the things. Let me know if your house is decorated, if you're ready for Christmas, what you're most looking forward to in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.